Imagine this. Sarah and Tom, newly married, move in with Tom's parents to save for their dream home. They envision a temporary arrangement, a stepping stone to independence. However, the reality of sharing a roof with extended family quickly sets in. The constant presence of in-laws, however well-intentioned, begins to chip away at their sense of autonomy and privacy. What was intended to be a temporary situation starts to feel like a permanent state of being under a microscope. The lack of privacy becomes glaringly apparent. Every conversation, meal, and even argument takes place within earshot of other family members. The line between personal space and shared space blurs, leaving little room for the couple to nurture their own intimacy and connection. Simple acts like having a quiet evening together or discussing personal matters become logistical challenges. This constant scrutiny can be emotionally draining. Sarah and Tom find themselves censoring their words and actions, careful not to offend or disagree with Tom's parents. The inability to fully express themselves or make independent decisions without feeling judged takes a toll on their emotional well-being. Resentment builds, not out of malice, but from the sheer exhaustion of constantly navigating someone else's expectations. Privacy is not merely a luxury, it's a necessity for a healthy relationship. It provides couples with a safe space to be vulnerable, to disagree, to work through challenges, and most importantly, to simply be themselves without judgment. It's in these private moments away from the prying eyes of others that intimacy flourishes, and the foundation of a strong marriage is built. When couples are denied this essential privacy, the consequences can be detrimental. The inability to freely communicate without fear of judgment can lead to bottled-up emotions and unresolved conflicts. Resentment might fester, directed not only at the in-laws but also at each other. The very foundation of their relationship, built on trust and open communication, begins to crack under the pressure of constant scrutiny. Furthermore, living in close quarters with extended family can hinder a couple's ability to establish their own family traditions and routines. The constant presence of in-laws can make it challenging to create their own rituals and rhythms, hindering the development of their unique family identity. They might feel pressured to conform to the established dynamics of the household, suppressing their own desires and preferences. The emotional toll of living with in-laws often manifests in subtle ways. Increased stress levels, heightened anxiety, and a pervasive sense of unease can become the norm. Couples might experience difficulty sleeping, changes in appetite, and a general decline in their overall well-being. These symptoms, often dismissed as mere adjustments to a new living situation, can be indicative of a deeper emotional struggle. Communication patterns within the relationship might also suffer. Couples might resort to passive-aggressive behavior or withdraw emotionally to avoid confrontation. The constant need to tiptoe around the in-laws can lead to a breakdown in open and honest communication, further straining their bond. Moreover, the constant presence of in-laws can create a sense of being perpetually on edge, like actors in a play they didn't sign up for. The pressure to present a united front and avoid conflict can be exhausting, leading to emotional burnout. Over time, this can erode the joy and spontaneity in their relationship, leaving them feeling trapped and suffocated. Drawing the line. Setting boundaries for healthy relationships. Setting boundaries is not about building walls or creating division. It's about establishing healthy parameters that allow all parties involved to coexist respectfully. It's about communicating needs and expectations clearly and assertively, ensuring that everyone feels heard and respected. For couples living with in-laws, setting boundaries is paramount for preserving their autonomy and protecting their relationship. This might involve designating specific times and spaces as couple time, where in-laws are not to intrude. It could also mean establishing clear boundaries regarding household chores, finances, and parenting decisions, ensuring that the couple has the space to make their own choices without undue influence. Open and honest communication is key to setting effective boundaries. Couples need to communicate their needs assertively, but with respect and understanding for their in-laws' perspective. It's about finding a compromise that honors everyone's needs and creates a more harmonious living environment. Bridging the gap, fostering understanding between generations. The challenges of living with in-laws often stem from a lack of understanding and empathy between generations. Parents, accustomed to a certain level of control and influence over their children's lives, might struggle to adapt to their children's newfound independence. They might have good intentions, wanting to help and be involved, but their actions might be perceived as intrusive and controlling. Similarly, couples, eager to establish their own lives and make their own decisions, might be quick to interpret their in-laws' actions as interference. They might fail to recognize the love and concern that often motivate their in-laws' behavior. Bridging this generational gap requires open communication, empathy, and a willingness to see things from the other's perspective. Parents need to recognize their adult children's need for independence and autonomy, offering support and guidance without stifling their growth. Couples, in turn, need to appreciate their in-laws' love and concern, communicating their boundaries respectfully, and involving them in their lives in ways that feel comfortable for everyone. Harmony at home: practical tips for peaceful coexistence. Creating a harmonious multi-generational household requires effort and understanding from all parties involved. Here are some practical tips for both couples and their parents. Establish house rules. From chores to noise levels, having clearly defined house rules can prevent misunderstandings and resentment. Schedule regular family meetings. This provides a safe space to discuss any issues, concerns, or suggestions openly and respectfully. Respect each other's space. Designate specific areas of the house as private zones, giving everyone a sense of personal space. Encourage independent activities. Encourage each other to pursue hobbies and interests outside the home, fostering a sense of individuality. Practice patience and understanding. Living with extended family requires adjustments and compromises. Be patient, communicate openly, and remember that everyone is trying their best. Navigating the complexities of living with in-laws can be challenging, but it doesn't have to be a recipe for disaster. By setting healthy boundaries, communicating openly, and fostering mutual respect and understanding, couples and their in-laws can create a harmonious and supportive multi-generational home. Remember, it's about finding a balance that honors everyone's needs and strengthens family bonds rather than straining them.